Assalamu alaikum. This is Maksuda Khurasani Najida from the Department of Business Administration, first year, second semester. The last two digits of my registration ID is 77. First of all, I would like to thank my honorable course teacher for giving me the opportunity to present this topic. Speaking is a soft skill that requires excellent communication skills and ability to engage audience. It is basically giving live presentation on variety of different topics. It can be entertainment purpose or educate and influence the audience. Becoming a successful public speaker sounds like a tough job. I do agree that it is not an easy task to accomplish, but it is not impossible. To be a successful public speaker, you need some basic skills and you have to be mastered on. Let's discuss some of the basic skills of a successful public speaker. First of all, confidence. Confidence is the greatest weapon of a public speaker. Being confident makes you knowledgeable, credible, and believable. If you are confident enough, it will allow you to be seen as an expert and your audience will more likely to trust you. They will feel more connected to you. Secondly, body language. Your body language matters the most. Body language either engage or distract your audience. While public speaking, it can be help your speech as a non-verbal communication. Moving around calmly with the flow of your presentation, gesture with your arms or hands to make a point or describe your story will make your presentation more lively. Third one is clear articulation. Clear articulation is the ability to speak well that includes speaking loudly enough and using proper grammar without a lot of verbal crutches. Memorizing is not necessary, moreover it will make your performance artificial. However, you must be familiar enough with your material that you don't pause excessively, repeat yourself, or stumble over words. Then composition skill. Whether you are prepare your talk ahead of your time or just go with the flow, you must be able to construct talks that are rational, that cover all the points you want to hit. A well-organized presentation can be absorbed with minimal mental strain. Public speaking is not only a form of performance art, it also requires writing skill. The next one is connecting with audience. Make sure before going into your presentation that you know the audience that you are presenting to. You should know who they are and what they do. By knowing this information, you will be able to connect with them and present them in a way that you feel they would respond to and learn from the best. Last one is make your presentation interesting. Even a tedious topic can become interesting when it's presented in the right way. Rather than just listening of some information, look for ways to make your speech or presentation more engaging for the audience. For example, start your presentation with an exciting opening line like a surprising statistics or a funny anecdote. Use visual aids like graphs, charts, or photos to illustrate your points. Ask questions to encourage input from your audience. In order to be a successful public speaker, you have to willing to step out of the box in order to connect, relate to, and engage with your audience. Research has revealed that the average adult human is only able to concentrate on a task for around 15 to 20 minutes. Though it does differ slightly from person to person, then the question is, how can you get and keep the audience attention? Here are some following techniques to get and keep the audience attention. First of all, start strong. Begin with a question, a surprising statistics, an interesting anecdote, or another attention-grabbing opening that relates to your topic. Then you can tell a story. Humans take naturally to stories. Narratives are an evolutionary social tool we use to convey experience. So we find it far easier to listen and relate to a story than we do a list of facts or statements. Transform anything you can in your presentation into a story format. Use real life and invented examples, and use illustrative metaphors to prove your points. Use the power of voice inflection. When you speak, your voice rises and falls. This is called inflection. As a presenter, you need to master this skill. You don't want to sound like a robot. Instead, you want to sound like a warm, engaging, and highly enthusiastic speaker. Certainly, some sections of your presentation are more compelling or more important than others. Use the power of louds and softs to accentuate those differences. Speak softly when you can afford your users to trail off, and rise back up to a higher volume when you drive home an important point. Next one is interaction with the audience. It is important that every member of the audience feels as you are talking to them. Interacting with the audience ensures that your audience feels acknowledged by you. It takes the speech and wraps it around the audience experience. If I think an audience is not connecting the way I expect, I need to engage them in the presentation. Then try to relate the audience. Make comparisons to events from everyday life that most people are more than familiar with. By making things look simple, not only will help your audience get a better understanding of the subject by enabling them to visualize the information more clearly, you will also draw a connection between you. After all, you are all just regular people with similar experiences. You just happen to be performing different roles at the moment. Setting up some jokes is the most effective way to grab your audience attention. Even the most serious of topics deserve some kind of humorous break. It's your job to help people find humor throughout your presentation. If you can get them laughing or at least smiling, you will keep their attention firm. Obviously, you will want your jokes to be appropriate, but don't be afraid to push the boundaries. Confident, unexpected humor tends to facilitate likability. Then, welcome people's opinions. We all want to be heard in one way or another. Asking questions as you move through your presentation involves your audience by stimulating their own thought process. This technique also helps move between sections of your presentation. And the last one is make it short. The most effective way of keeping your audience's attention is not to go on for too long. And that brings us to the end. I would like to thank you for your time and attention today. Thank you.